sir. My name is Nelmar Salteo. I'm here to discuss about utilitarianism. So, utilitarianism is a philosophical view of theory about law. We should evaluate a wide range of things that involve choice that people face. Among the things that can be evaluated are action from of consequentialism because it rests on the idea that is consequences of result of action. Law policies that determine whether they are good or bad, right or wrong. In general, whatever is being evaluated, we to choose the one that will produce the best overall result. In the language of utilitarian, we should choose the option that maximize utility, that action of policy that produce the large amount of goods. Utilitarianism is appeared to be a simple theory because it consists of only one evaluate principle, though that produce the best consequences in phase. However, the theory in conflict because we cannot understand a single principle unless we know at least three things, which things are good and bad. Who's good, which individual or group we should aim to maximize, and whether action policies are made right or wrong by their actually consequences, the result that our action actually produce, or by their foreseeable consequences that result that we predict will occur based on the evidence that we have. Utilitarianism is an ethics theory which states that best action is the one that maximizes utility. Utility is defined the various ways, usually in the terms of the well-being of sentient entities. The founder of utilitarianism described utility as some of the facial that result from action of the suffering of anyone involved that the action. Utilitarianism is a version of consequentialism which states the consequence of the action, the only standard of right and wrong. Unlike other forms of consequentialism, such utilitarian consider all interested equally. Utilitarianism is one of the best known and most influential.
Good day everyone, I am Jude Francis Costillas, a BScrim second year student. Today my report will focus on differential association theory, a prominent sociological theory explaining why individuals engage in deviant or criminal behavior developed by Edwin Sutherland in the late 1930s and early 1940s. So differential association theory explains criminal behavior as learned behavior, not inherent threats. Edwin Sutherland argued that our social circle heavily influences our view on law-breaking. So the core ideas of this topic is that we learn to be deviant or law-abiding through interaction with others. It's not just exposure to criminals. It's about the message we receive. Even if someone wants to commit a crime, they need to perceive an opportunity within their social context. Also in criminology, the word deviant is similar to criminal behavior or action that violate criminal law. So Edwin Sutherland's differential association theory has 9 key assumptions that explain how people learn criminal behavior. So number 1, criminal behavior is learned. It means we're not born criminals. We learn it from others. Next is learning happens through communication. She will learn crime through interaction and conversation with people, and all forms of communication can be a venue of someone to learn criminal behavior. Maybe it be personal or face-to-face interaction, or online like email, video chat, or phone call. Number 3. Primary and intimate social group are responsible for teaching a vast majority of criminal behavior. These include parents, step-parents, cousins, siblings, and other relatives. And number 4. Learning criminal behavior includes learning the techniques and justification. So, for example, gang members, youth exposed to gang culture where violence and crime are normalized are more likely engaged in such behavior. A gang provides both the learning environment and the perceived opportunity to cooperate crime. Employees in a company with a culture of cutting corners, avoiding rules, may be more inclined to participate in illegal activities. White-collar crime. Individuals surrounded by others who view tax evasion or fraud as acceptable may be more likely to engage in such activities. To simply conclude, Sutherland's differential association theory, it's all about learning from the people around us. We learn crime just any other behavior through communication and interaction with those we're close to. The more we're exposed to pro-crime attitudes and justification, the more likely we to commit crime ourselves. It's matter of balance. The more pro-crime message we receive, the more likely we to break the law. So this theory emphasizes the importance of social influence and the role of our environment in shaping our behavior. It suggests that crime is not simply a matter of individual choice, but rather a product of social learning process.
I'm going to discuss the sociological theories. The motives or drives to commit criminal act, whether positive or negative, or derived from one's ratio to favorable typology that aims to answer the questions. The theory was developed by Edwin H. Sutherland, who was the sociological and professor. He created the theory to explain the reasons why people commit crime. The theory is based upon the idea that criminals commit crimes based upon their association with other people. Basically, criminal behavior is the learned by associating with other criminal individuals, and the additions to criminals can exist in 9 basic tenets of his differential association theory. He has writing extensively on each one. However, in the nutshell, these tenets are: criminal behavior is learned behavior, and criminal behavior is the learned behavior means people are not born criminal. They learn to commit crime by observing other people. Thought throughout their environments can happen throughout family, friends, or communities where illegal activities are common or accepted. If someone sees the crime brings toward or goes unpunished, they are more likely to copy it. It is similar to how people learn other behaviors like habit or skills. And second, criminal behavior is learned by interacting with other people by communicating with words or gesture. Criminal behavior is learned by interacting with other people means the people learn to commit crimes both through their communication or relationship with others. This includes talking, observing actions, the interacting gestures. For example, someone might be learn how to still break the law of watching or being taught by other who already engage those activities. The main portions of learning, the criminal behavior happens among small groups or people. Is the main part of learning criminal behaviors happens in the small groups. The groups like close friends or family people. These groups of influence, ends, and other teaching of encourage criminal actions through their interaction shared by experience. Learning about crime includes learning techniques of committing a crime of learning the motivations of attitude towards crime. Learning about crimes means understanding both how to commit a crime, these techniques, and why people do it. The motivations are attitudes. Includes the learning skills needed for crime and developing and mindsets that supports the justify criminal behaviors. Legal codes demonstrate what is good or bad and provide motivations for crimes. In other words, the law expresses what is right or wrong to an offender. A legal code shows the considered right, wrong in society. These define goods or bad behavior. Sometimes the laws can also motivate crimes because people may break them out, and rebellion, personal gain, or disagreement will the rules. The person become a criminal because of frequent criminal pattern. For example, if one of exposed to a repeated criminal scenario, this scenario will be eventually robbed of on other nearby. A person can become a criminal because of being exposed to repeated criminal behaviors. For example, if someone constantly witnesses or is part of criminal activities, this may start to adopt the behaviors themselves as it become a normal pattern in their life. The differential association theory can differ in frequency, durations, priority, and intensity. The differential association theory explain the people learn criminal behavior frequently based on the 4 factors. Frequency, how to obtain their are exposed the crime. Durations, how they long exposed to it. Priority, how to important the influential the source of the behavior is. Intensity, how strong the impact of the exposure is. These factors is the effect low likely someone is to adopt the criminal behaviors. The learning of criminal behavior by association by similar to all other types of learning. The learning of criminal behavior through association is similar to other types of learning because it happens through observations, practice, and interactions others. Just like people learn skills, habits to language by spending time with others on practice them, they also learn criminal behaviors by being around individuals who engage in the justify such actions. And the following follows the same basic process of observing knowledge and behavior from the environment. Criminal and non-criminal behavior is the extensions of the same needs and values. In other words, it does not discriminate and any persons of any background can become a criminals. Learning criminal behavior through association is like learning any other behavior. People pick it up by watching, listening, and interacting with others who do it, just as they would learn habit or skills.
Good morning, sir. I am Rodolfo John Mark, and I'll be discussing the containment theory by Walter Eccles. Walter Eccles is an American criminologist born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on January 19, 1899. He wrote a book called Juvenile Delinquency, in which he explained how young offenders become criminals. Walter Eccles, who became known because of his containment theory. Containment theory, also known as social control theory, explains why individuals conform to social norms and avoid deviance. It suggests that strong social bonds and positive influences help prevent individuals from engaging in criminal or antisocial behavior. So, containment theory, usa din isa sa pinaka positibo o pinaka maayo nga kaning pamaagi para ang mga tao purag ma-enhance ilang mga knowledge ba, dapat masunod sila sa mga patakaran o kaybaw sila sa mga bawal nga gikan sa patupad sa batas. Outer containment, which about community socialization and the application of social norms or rules. So, outer containment, so nana siya sa kuan, silbi sa public, sa out sa inyong kuan, sa inyong community. Kumbaga, makaibaw ka sa mga rules sa usa ka community ug siyempre sa imo ang kagalingon. Inner containment, the controlling of the self by a favorable self-concept, frustration, tolerance, and the ability to follow norms. So, inner containment, so sa imo nang kagalingon dapat kaibaw ka mo sa buong imong kagalingon nga kana siya nga mga rules bawal na. Kumbaga, nakay kuan ba? Self-containment. Push all forces that causes divine behavior. Eccles said that we are all put through pushes and pulls or pull individual divine behavior. So, push, fold up kanang makabuhat taog sa gikan sa tungod sa, like, let's say for example, kanang poverty. Nganong maabot man ta sa divine behavior kay ngano? Kung ma-push ka tungod sa kapobre, dapat manguan ka si manglabot na lang ka og usa ka mga gamit, kumbaga mangawat ka. So ma-push imong kagalingon nga mabuhat ana para lang nakay makaon, nakay kuan sa pamilya. So kung say pull naman mo tungod sa imong gibuhat, masud na nung kasprisuhan kay tungod nakalabag ka sa kabatas. We can such pushes when children are threatened by other children to join a gang. So, for example, nay mga tao nga kanang mudol sa motas. Ingon nga, bye ali kanang apil sa among gang kay maayo ni diri. So, wa ka kaybaw nga kadto day sila mga kuan day mga usa sila gang nya ang ilang binuhatan mga lain. Some examples of forces are unhappiness, living condition of family issues or conflicts, overt aggressiveness, anger and hostility, socio-economic problems, frustration, boredom, and racism. So, like for example, tungod sa over aggressiveness, kanang over sa ka-aggressive nimo sa imong kasuko, nya hostility sa socio-economic problems mo nang ma-push ka nga pag magbuhat ka og mga labag sa batas. Samples can be delinquent first family members, subcultures and groups. So samples can be delinquent. So sa imong nabuhat, ma-pulse ka sa usa ka kaso. So ang imong pamilya makasundog na lang po sa imuha nga mabuhat ka ana kay para lang malutas inyong problema sa kuan sa usa. The outer society factors hold society and individuals in line, and the inner factor is there to protect against deviation. So, gikan sa pag-push nimo, let's say for example, poverty. Kana nga mga butang poverty dapat lang nga masulban ana nga problema mo tong muti ka og push mo sud ka anang mga butang nga dili maayo. So, mag-push ka tol makakuha ka og maayo nga kuan kwarta dali ra. Mo tong naman sa kay gilabag nga patas, so madakop ka sa kuan masud ka sa usa ka criminal behavior. Mo tong makakasuhan ka mo mapiso. So, these are the self-concept, where the individual has an image of himself as either the type of person to adhere to the law or to break it. So, self-concept dahil mo na isa mong pagtanaw sa mong kagalingon, kung unsa ka nga pagkatao, kung nabakay, kung unsa ka pagkatao, kung unsa mga kakayahan nimo. Goal orientation, in reference to a person having sense of direction in life, a purpose, and aspirations towards a goal, which realistic and achievable in legitimate way. So, goal orientation, kaning muna sa pagkuhan sa mong kagalingon, dapat nakay usa ka nakay believe nga kaya sa imong kagalingon, ug nakay motivation nga makaya nimo ang usang mga kabutang, or nakay purpose, nakay plano sa imong kinabuhi. Frustration tolerance, consider that there must be biophysical desires that urge us toward deviant behavior that are compounded by society frustrating, thwarting our success due to the different opportunities available to us. So, frustration tolerance, kakayahan sa isang tao na kanang harapon ang iyang mga problema, sitwasyon sa kinabuhi nga dapat ug unsaon niya pag faces iyang mga problem sa kinabuhi niya. Norm retention is the adherence and acceptance laws, codes, norms, customs, and so on. So, norm retention, dapat ikaw nga tao dapat maghibaw kag unsay bawal, unsay di, kanang kibaw ka sa mga balaod, sa laws, ug mga uban pa. That's all, sir.
Good day, everyone. I am Jeremy Marisbis, Criminology Second Year College student. What is social band theory? Social band theory, also known as social control theory, is a criminological theory that explains why people follow social norms and how a lack of social bands can lead to criminal behavior. So, social band theory. Social band theory suggests that people are more likely to follow social norms if they have strong social bonds. These bonds are created through relationship with family, friends, peers, and coworkers. People with strong social bonds are likely to commit crimes because they have something to lose, such as the respect of their friends and family. Development. American criminologist Travis Hirschi developed social band theory in 1969. Hirschi believed that people are naturally inclined to be delinquent, but that strong social bonds can prevent this. 4 elements of social bonds: attachment, commitment, involvement, and belief. Attachment, the emotional ties a person has with others such as parents, peers, and teachers. Commitment, the time and effort a person invests of a conventional activity such as getting an education. Involvement, a person's involvement in the community. Belief, a person believe in the truth of cultural or societal teachings.
So, good day everyone. My name is Rika Tigerciano. Group 5 reporter. So, my topic today is social control theory, social band theory. So, what is social band theory? So, TRI was created by Travis Hershey in 1969. Social band theory, it's developed into the social control theory was historical, being an interesting way in approaching social problem and how we in turn explain them. This theory is rooted and derives from the general theory of crime. So the basic difference between the general theory of crime and Hershey's in 1969, social band theory focused on peers and peer groups of individuals. So the 4 basic elements of social band theory are attachment, commitment, involvement, and conventional versus deviant in criminal activities. So ang attachment, is described siya sa legal values of norms when individual holds in society. Attachment in especially important in 1969. Other attachments such as school plays or tremendous rules in person conventional society. School has tended to be a middle to upper class movement since it first created. The middle class children tend to make fun or demoralize the lower class children. So, ang weakness niya, this is a weakness because the ideas are skewed in both direction and consumes has not been reaches. It is a fact many different race and ethnicities exist in America today and that there are many different ways to live life. So when Hershey's 1969 the different ways to live life, so conduct his research and record his finding. He based it up on the typical family which was white. So ang different culture niya kay siya have different beliefs. So laylay mo jud basta natay different culture kay laylay mo tag belief or normal to and might not in another, since bonds are together in the certain kinds in befitings, an effect will be different in all cases. So the result of firstly ties with result in different blueprints. So ang blueprints of different people, a strong family could keep them going in the right direction. Those strong could also cause adverse effects. So like many studies, this result have to be taken in the case basis. So ang social band theory in the qualitative study of a total of 31 most male Nibstance user from New Haven. The participants interviewed once in 1992 and a second time in 1991. The result showed in non-normative attachment to and these friends and institutions were little or commitment to national goals or norms. So the conclusion of the study found the uses of EI Institute Health NIH 1988 and the alcohol and abuse and alcoholism immediately 20 million American abuse drugs and alcohol. Fisher and Bakers kasagaran daw sa ma-abuse sa drugs kay katudong mga fishermen and mga bakery. So 1991 Institute of Medicine Spinner and Leaf 1992 Staller and Cohen 1995 Sovereign and Cohen 1995 Sovereign and conclusion of this article state and members of the in society have utilized elements of Hershey's 1969 social bond theory long past their adolescent years. So, for a criminological stance, the aspect of Manheim's on the importance of influence is the primary focus. Research helped expand the discourse generally in social science field in W.I. Thomas and F. Ardatsu sociologists credit to having ignited the board the analyzed the lives of Polish peasants and documents. So their sociological approach to studying the human way of through a socio-economic standpoint was one of the first Eta Allen Laung and Robert Sampson, or two modern criminologists. They have worked to further investigate, apply, and life course theory, criminological standpoint, contemporary criminological to life course theory place emphasis in the factors in each phase of life classified. So, ang adult sinner and adulthood and how this factor play a role in the participation lamunal behavior. So, ang factor in the childhood stage would be include the developmental concerning mainly parental guidance or lack of thereof. Common factors throughout childhood is one of the parents' holds in which study have shown because a higher risk for criminal tiny later in one life. So the adoption to social bonds and are factors in the adolescence phase when adolescents she to excel in institutions such as school, churches, and community center. They're less like to resort to criminal activities and illicit time. So this is my report for today, and thank you, sir.
So, good day sir, my name is Jibs Acosta from Group 5. So, I'm here to report my topic. My topic is all about the life course theory. So, the life course theory perspective is a broad approach that can be used a variety of subject matter such as psychology, biology, history, and criminology. As a theory, the denotation establishes the connection between a pattern of life events and the action that humans perform. In the criminology field, life course theory is used as a backbone or a starting branch for assortment of other theories that are less broad and more specific. The history of the theory partially stems from the 1920 theorist Carl Mannheim, who wrote the groundbreaking dissertation, The Social Problem of Generation. So, although Mannheim does not explicitly generate a full-fledged theory, he demonstrates the finding of how human experience specifically undergone in childhood shape their ultimate outcome. He later goes on to note this outcome will be passed down from generation to generation, concluding that past generations form the further generations. For a criminological stance, the aspect of Mannheim's discovery on the importance of influence is the primary focus, although Mannheim's research helped expand the life course approach. Generally, in the social science field, W.I. Thomas and F. Janicki are the two sociologists credited to having ignited the broad theory. They analyzed the lives of Polish peasants and documented their discoveries in the Polish peasant in Europe and America. This sociological approach is to studying the human way of life through a socio-economic standpoint was one of the first of its kind. John Loeb and Robert Sampson are two modern criminologists that have worked to further investigate and apply the life course theory to a criminological standpoint. So, factors in the childhood stage would include developmental events concerning mainly parents' guidance or lack thereof. A common factor throughout childhood is the one-parent household, cause in which studies have shown because a higher risk for criminal activity later in one's life. The adaptation to social bonds and institution are factors in the adolescence phase. When adolescents are able to excel in institutions such as school, church, and community centers, they're least likely to resort to criminal activities to occupy their time. Factors for adults include marriage, children, and employment. Adults that are involved with their families and their careers are less likely to pursue crime compared to those who are not. The factors or experience throughout human life aid the life course theory attempt to explain why certain individuals are more prone to life of crime while others have lower probability. Thus, these factors force consistent interaction between individuals and their surroundings that fundamentally create a particular lifestyle and could lead to life of crime if these factors are negative. In general, the accepted notion is that the factors occurring at a younger stage in life are predominantly influential on crime risk than later life experience. As a result of this idea, the life course theory works closely with developmental theories to reinforce explanation of crime occurrence. In regards to criticism of the theory, the question that has aroused is whether life course criminology has produced new general theories or rather represent way of pulling concepts and proposition from existing theories at different ages or stages of life. Their goal was to prove that in life, essential turning points, or as they called them, trajectories, are hugely influential in determining one's risk of succumbing to crime. The thought theories followed the life history of said participant was as comprehensive as possible with particular focus on the crucial trajectories such as marriage and employment. With this project, Sampson and Loeb ultimately ended up contradicting one of criminology's most popular theories, Travis Hirsch, by stating criminality is not a constant but affected by the larger social force which changes over life course. When putting the theory in practice, key assumptions should be acknowledged, and assumption made continually by course theory supporters regard human behavior as being affected by nature rather than nature. The theory recognizes that non-human is identical but instead establishes that there are typical life phases that are experienced in typical patterns. Within these patterns, there are social passages that one goes through and those most adhere to the implied social contract established in society. So, through this assumption, implications can be made that social institutions such as families and school are vital for development throughout one's life. These social institutions face challenge when key components such as parents are missing in the equation. If a parent is missing due to incarceration, their child are at a higher risk for engaging in criminal behavior based on several theories life course perspective. While intervening developmental theories with the life course perspective, developmental theories have come to find that the social impact of society with high incarceration rate is significant. The findings shows a clear negative impact resulting into a various cycle. To tackle these factors, the rehabilitation approach may be a better solution versus an approach such as resulting into a various cycle. With the rehabilitation approach, the goal would be to restore and reconnect offenders back into society with the hope that eventually they will be honorable citizens. So that's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm reporter on Grade 5. Title: Travis Hart's Social Band Theory and Understanding Criminal Behavior. Social band theories are developed by Travis Hartz in 1969. A strong social band prevent individuals from committing crimes, while weak bands increasing the likelihood of deviance. Explain is relevant in criminology for understanding why people conform to societal norms. Muna siya ang 4 elements of social band. Attachment, emotional connection to family, friends, and teacher, encourage adherence to societal norms. Strong attachment, foster internalization of values, reducing the risk of criminal behavior. Example, a child with a close relationship with their parents is less likely to deviant. Kaduha, commitment, investment in conventional goals such as education and career deters deviance. The more individuals have to lose, the less likely they are to engage in criminal act. Example, a student working towards a scholarship avoids illegal activities to protect their future. Number 3, involvement. Participation in lawful activities keep individual paid, leaving less time for deviance. Structure routines like extracurricular activities limit opportunities for crime. Number 4, belief. Existence of societal laws and values reduce the likelihood of breaking them. Individuals who view laws legitimate are more likely to follow them. Life course theory, examining crime across the lifespan. Life course theory as an approach that explore how life event and social structure influence behavior over time. In criminology and sociology for understanding pattern of criminal and deviant behavior. Its origin in the works of theorists like John Hagan, Robert Sampson, and Glenn Elder, with application in psychology, biology, and social sciences. Concept of life course theory. Examine how critical life event, childhood experience, marriage, or employment shape behavior and decision making. Emphasize that early life events have long-term impact on behavior. Changing in roles or status such as starting school, joining the workforce, or becoming a parent. Major events that alter life trajectories like incarceration or military service. Example, marriage or steady employment often leads to desistance from crime. Recognize that individual lives are shaped by historical, cultural, and social context. Example, economic instability or family disruption can create pathway to criminal behavior. Early disadvantage like poverty or poor education accumulate over time and increase the likelihood of deviance. The snowball effect. Studies show how childhood abuse, neglect, or lack of guidance lead to criminal behavior later in life. Early intervention like better education, family support, and community program can prevent criminal behavior. Durkheim anomaly theory, understanding deviance and social norms. Emile Durkheim is one of the founding figure of sociology, and his development of anomaly theory, a state of normalism of breakdown of societal norms often occurring during rapid social change. Definition of anomaly. Anomaly arise when individuals feel disconnected from societal norms due to rapid change, economic upheaval, technological advance, lead to uncertain, lack of guidance, and increased deviant behavior. Durkheim argued that crime is a normal part of society and serves important function. Boundary reinforcement. Crime helps society define acceptable behavior. Social change. Deviance can challenge outdated norms leading to societal progress. Example, civil rights movements, once considered deviant, help reshape societal norms. Durkheim emphasized that balance between integration connect the society and regulation control through norms and laws. Too little integration or regulation result anomaly, increasing crime rates. In modern industrial societies, the division of labor and rapid social change often weaken traditional norms and values, creating conditions for anomaly. Example, economic inequality and lack of social cohesion contribute to feelings of alienation and deviance. Used to analyze societal responses to economic crisis, unemployment, and rapid urbanization. Example, high crime rates in areas with significant economic inequality. Importance of fostering social cohesion and addressing inequality to reduce anomaly. Example, community program aim at rebuilding social bond. That's all. Thank you.